we did some O, and we explored around, and we became familiar with keeping our feet, being aware of where our feet are, and shifting, and what it feels like to access space when we shift our bodies in different ways, and moving in a way that feels good and comfortable, and not pushing our bodies in any way that feels uncomfortable. If it feels uncomfortable, do it a different way. Now we move to level 1. And level 1, we can let go of the hoop, because we're always, with hoopment, we always keep a hold of the hoop. With hooping, we let go of the hoop. Hoopment, we keep a hold of the hoop. So that way, we know that it's always going to stay in our sphere. And level 1, we keep our hoop to ourselves, because the goal is to figure out what are all the different ways that we can explore, that we can move the hoop our bodies, around our bodies, while touching our bodies. And you can do it very lightly, where it's just grazing, or you can put some force into it and give yourself a little massage. It's great for scratching an itch. If you got an itch that you can't reach, get a massage. You can get your sides, get your hips, you can get your boots, you can get your hamstrings, you can get your calves, get your shins, get your quads. You can even scrape your knees with it, and that kind of feels good too. Give it a try, see what feels good. If it doesn't feel good to you, then don't do it. But if it feels good, it's probably okay to do it, as long as you don't do it for too long. Just keep moving on. We can get our arms. We can do massage with it by putting pressure. We can either apply pressure from the top, but I find it's easier if we just hang our arm here, so then this arm doesn't have to do anything. It's just putting its weight. So I'm not even applying any pressure with this arm. This arm is just hanging out inside the hoop, and it's applying pressure on my arm on top, and then I'm shaking my arm. So this is a pin and stretch. So I'm pinning the tissue, the muscle tissue down in the fascia, and then by doing the movement, it's stretching while it's mobilizing. And then the hoop just kind of starts with the movement, because my arm is going down a little bit. It's just working its way down slowly, and that's great. And I don't have to do very much, just kind of guide it with this hand. This hand's really just not really applying much pressure. It's just there, keeping the hoop there. And then we do the other side. And we just hang out. Started this one higher. It doesn't really feel like it's that effective up there. So move it down. And remember to breathe and keep your lower body moving. You see how swaying from side to side? So at no point am I standing with my knees locked. I'm swaying from side to side. So that way nothing ever stays still for too long, and nothing gets locked up or has to support too much while our attention is on this. Because sometimes when our attention is what our arm is doing, if we're just standing stiff, our lower body might get uncomfortable. But if we keep swaying back and forth and train ourselves to keep that motion going while we're doing something else, and keeping our core engaged too, so we're still supporting our spines as we're doing these motions. And I'm kind of making little circles with my body now. If we go from this side, you can see I'm making little circles with my body as I'm doing this with my arm. So that's helping to mobilize your lower body as you're doing some work on your upper body. And then we can scrape. We can also get from the underside, and so now I rest my hand or my forearm on my head, and then I shake from the other side. I can do it like that, do it like that, go back and forth. So now I'm rolling on it here. That's the easiest way, like that. There. And so now I'm supporting my forearm, this arm, on my body. So this arm doesn't really have to do anything. And because of how my wrist is hinged and is stacked, it doesn't have to do much work. My arm doesn't have to do much work, just because of the mechanics of our bodies. I'm going to do the other side. I get confused a little bit sometimes. That's okay. And breathe. Remember to breathe is good. I was being still there for a little bit because I got confused. And that's okay, that happens sometimes. We come back around to motion again. I come back around to the front, stack my arm there. And just wiggle my way through the hoop. So that's nice arm massage. You can shake that off. And there we go. That's level 1 for today. Oh, you can also take your hoop and go get your neck, get your shoulders, the neck and shoulders back there. Really good. And as we're doing our shoulders, we're stretching. So there you go. Level 1. Have fun. Be gentle. If it hurts, back off. It's not supposed to hurt. Just be kind to your body as you're doing it and pay attention, and it should be fine. Okay. Level 2 coming at ya.